Hello everybody, this is Deidre with Papercrafts and Planners, and last week I received my Club EP Card Makers kit for April, the April 2022 kit, and this month is May, so in a few days they'll be sending me the bill for the big 12 by 12 kit for May. So they have the big 12 by 12 that comes with a lot more stuff, which is $29.99 every other month, and then the opposite months they have the Card Makers kit, which is a 6 by 6 pad, some ephemera, and a stamp set, which I love them both, and I use them both basically the same, let's face it, but I do love them both. But this one's $19.99. And by the way, if you ever go there and look, I signed up through PayPal, which means they send me an invoice every month and I need to pay it by the 10th of the month, and then they ship on the 20th, around the 20th. If you do it that way, then you have some time when they send you the bill to go look at the website and see what the kit is. I've skipped some because, you know, they sent like 3 in a row were Christmas last year. I didn't need all that many Christmas supplies. I already have plenty of Christmas supplies. So if you do it through PayPal, it's a nice way to get to kind of go and look and decide if you want it. Now you probably will have to resubscribe because they consider you being canceled. So then the next Card Makers kit, you'll have to resubscribe. But anyway, it's a nice way to do it to make sure you're only getting what you want. Okay, this is the little inspiration card. And the Spring Wishes card that they talk about on the front that you can do. Super cute, and I may try to do something similar. But it's a weird card size, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I don't know. I don't have an envelope that would fit a card that size. I don't believe. Anyway, but it does walk you through that. And there are also some cutting files that you can download from their website. Here is the stamp set this month. I'm going to put some white behind it so you can really see it well. It says Spring Wishes, beautiful, keep growing, happy spring, oh happy day. I love that, oh happy day. That would be great for a birthday. And some clouds, and I love the way this cloud could go inside that one to give it some shading. And I'm not sure if this flower, I don't think it has another flower it can go inside, but it's pretty, and I love the pot, and you can kind of build up with the pot, and then there's some raindrops. Really cute. Okay, there's some ephemera. I took it out of the package just so you won't have to listen to that. And happy spring. Spring has sprung. We've got some bees. Little banner or flag. Live simply and bloom wildly. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And I think they've used that saying in several of their kind of floral themed spring. I do like these little tiny pieces. Oh, I love that bird. So cute. Some flowers. I love spring. Bloom. I've been sick. I'm trying to get over something. Some see a weed, others see a wish. Cute. Hooray for springtime. Another banner. Plant a garden for the bees. Pretty. Spring things. April showers bring May flowers. Spring is in the air. To me, now I love Club EP, but to me, I would have loved a spring kit in like February or March before spring, so you can have all these things already ready to go. These might have made great Mother's Day cards. I must have flowers always and always. I've used that one a lot. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Spring wishes. Keep doing your best. Spring is here. You know, it's a little too late to make Mother's Day cards because Mother's Day is Sunday already. But these would be cute, and of course I have enough of a stash. I could always put them away for next year. This one's a frame, so it comes apart. Bless our nest, cute. Some old-fashioned things like fresh air and sunshine are hard to beat. Louisa May Alcott. Bloom and grow. All right, let's go through the paper pad. So it is 24 double-sided papers, and they're 65 pounds, so they're pretty nice weight. And they always have this strip at the top that has the hole in it, which sometimes goes a little farther and cuts into your 6-inch space, but it is nice when they're colored, and you can usually use them. So you've got some cut aparts here that match the tags. And then on the back we have butterflies, really pretty watercolor flowers, and a tone-on-tone polka dot. And then you've got these strips that are really usable, and some 3x4 cards, I guess. Just a pink. I love when they give you solid colors. I love all this. Print too. And there's a white polka dot on kind of a corally color. Hooray for spring, be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. So these are all the same sayings as usual that you get in the tag. So you can make multiples of the same design. And there's kind of a dark yellow towards orange. I love that print too. A pink gingham, hooray for springtime, bloom and grow. So they've got all different sizes of cut aparts. Solid blue, some umbrellas, solid kind of a dark coral. Got some strips and some more cut aparts. A blue gingham. Purple daisy seeds. Oh, that's cute. Plant a garden for the bees. I love that one also. And then here's like a journaling card on this one. Oh, you've got a lot of bumblebees on the back there. Blossoms Farm Flower Patch. Pick your own. Cute. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's adorable. This is more towards pink. And then we're starting over. I believe that was the first one. Yes. So you have 2 each. Is that right? Or is there going to be 3 each this time? I lost count, so I do not know. No, it looks like 2 each. So 12 different prints, double-sided, 2 of each design. So I just watched Alicia on Call Me Crafty Al's channel do her sheet load of cards for this month, and it's a 6x6 sheet load. So I know I'm going to do some in that design. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the rest, but I definitely want to take advantage of some of these great little ephemera pieces that we have here. And I'm going to, so what I'm going to do now is get my card bases done, cut my pieces that I think I'm going to use, stamp this stamp off a bunch of times until I feel like it's really primed and ready to go. And then I'll come back and we'll make some cards. My first set of 6 cards is with the template by Call Me Crafty Al here on YouTube, Instagram. I'm sure she's all over. I think she's doing TikTok now too. And this is her May 2022 Show Us Your Sheet Load or Sheet Load of Cards. So the template, I'm going to link to her video below so you can go get the template from her because it is not my property and it's free to get. You just have to be a subscriber to her channel. Okay, so I have done some stamping here already, but I'm going to show you how. Here are the cards I've made so far with this. How I did the little pot and these flowers here. So first of all, for the pot, what I did was I just stamped out the pot in this, let's see, it's called Caramel Toffee from Altenew. And then I'm going to take this one, which is called Honey Drizzle, and I'm just going to take and just pounce all over with one of these sponge daubers. And I'm not going to worry about, I've been going back and forth with the colors and I'm really not going to worry about that. I just wanted to get a couple of different colors on here so you get just a better effect, I think. And so I'm just going to go all over it with this, with both of these colors. And you can see, well, I'll show you my other pots. No 2 look exactly alike. And then I'm just going to fussy cut this out really quickly. Just to give it a little more dimension, I'm going to go all the way around the edges with the darkest color, just because I just like the way it looks. You don't have to do any of this, but I like the way it looks when there's a darker color around the edges to give it some dimension. You can, I think you can see the difference in how it looks without doing that when you add it to it. So I really like that. Okay, so we're going to stamp these little flowers in the pot. Let me show you how I did that. We are going to put this in my Misty, and I'm apologizing, pre-apologizing if it creates a glare here doing this. And I'm going to take the little flower. Now what I'm going to do is take that pot that I just covered up. I'm going to set it right here so I know about where I want the pot to go, and then I'm going to put this little flower stamp right there where I want it to go, because I'll show you how I get it to sort of hang over the pot. And we'll remove the pot. I'm going to use this Carolina ink, which is a close to my heart ink. It's one of my favorite colors. And I think it goes with the colored flowers in the paper that we're going to be using. I'm going to stamp it right there. Oh, by the way, this is, I will link to it. It is a set that I bought on scrapbook.com. and it's just some ovals. And you don't really, I don't know why I'm doing that again. You don't need, this one's not even going to show when we're finished. But anyway, it's a set of ovals that have different edges to them. This one has the little cutouts here, and some of them are scalloped, and I will try to show you that at the end here. And then we're going to, these can stamp over each other because you're not going to see that when I finish. So I'm going to put one on that side, and we're going to move it, and I'm going to put one on this side. And you can keep bringing in your little pot to make sure you have it, these flowers where you want them to go, but this is my 6th one, so I'm pretty sure I have them where I want them. And if you want to do them, you know, some stamp twice, some stamp just once, then you can get some different colors with one ink, with one color of ink. And I'm going to put this one right up there at the top. So you can see I have 3 that overlap the first one I stamped. And there's a reason for that. There we go. One more time with that. Okay. Now I'm going to add that pot back in. I'm going to put it right there. And then I already stamped one of these flowers on a scrap piece of white paper, which you end up with lots of scraps when you're doing this kind of thing, right? And I fussy cut it out. I did not make you watch me do that because honestly it takes quite a bit of time to fussy cut flowers when they're that tiny. It's time consuming. So I've got the pot on there, and then I took this flower that I fussy cut. You can see where it looks a different color, and it's because it sat a little bit longer. And also I probably didn't stamp it 3 times. I probably only stamped it once. I don't know. And I put a little bit of dimensional foam on the back so that it's going to look like it's going over the front of the little pot there, which I think is really cute. Okay, so let's put this card together. So there is a solid piece here, and we're going to add these other pieces to it and leave a little bit. It's going to create a frame, so we're going to leave a little bit around each of these pieces. And I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to get a grid mat out or anything like that. I eyeballed all the others. If this one looked that much better, you know, that wouldn't be good. And some of these I noticed I cut a little bit longer, and so completely user error on my part. And what I will do is come back in and just trim off that little bit there. And then this one down here. I'm sure the template was very accurate, but when I cut it, maybe I got it a little 1/16 of an inch off or something. And then I'll try to line this one up with that one. Okay, let's come around and see if I need to trim anything. I think it's just this one. I must have cut it off just a little bit. Okay, we're going to put it on the card base, which I think it looks really nice because you have this colored card base and then this frame around all these pieces. You have really nice colors going on. All right, and then I stamped the Oh Happy Day from the stamp set, and I'm going to cut from this corner down. I'm going to attach that. Right about there. We're going to put this little pot right here. And it might have looked pretty. I didn't do it for the other, so I'm not going to do it for this one. If I'd inked around this oval. And of course you could use a plain oval. It doesn't have to have any detail like this one does. And then I stamped some butterflies in a purple, and I used a retired color called Gypsy. I just love it, and so I've kept it. And then we're going to put, oh, let's put the inside in first before I add Nouveau drops. That's a rookie mistake to do that. So I have this We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile or Corner Chomper, that's what it is. And it does a stub and a scallop. So we're going to, I think we're going to use the stub side and cut out just some little, it just adds some detail, I think, which is really cute, to this white paper that we're going to put on the inside. Mostly because this is a dark card base, so I want people to have an area to sign their name. This inside. And then I have this little spring has sprung, so I thought that was cute. Oh, happy day, spring has sprung. And we're going to put that in here. All right, there at the top. And now I'm going to add the Nouveau. I'm just going to add a little bit to the center of that butterfly. And when I do something like this, I did a whole bunch of extra flowers, extra butterflies, just in case anything went wrong. I also have a couple extra of these stamped Oh Happy Day that I may use on something else. But I think these turned out super cute. And I have 6 of them, and really it didn't take any time at all because I assembly line cut all the pieces, assembly line did all the stamping. You know, it really went quickly once I decided the colors and which 3 papers. It only took 3 of the 6x6 sheets to make 6 cards like this. So once I decided which 3 papers, inks, stamps, all of that kind of stuff, it went really quickly. Okay, so as I've gone through and cut pieces for other cards and also cut the tops off of each 6x6 paper, I've ended up with a bunch of little strips. So I have a bunch of pre-made slimline cards, and these are 3.5 by 8.5 when folded like this. So they're 7 by 8.5 before I score them and fold them. And I cut a piece at 3.25 by 8.25. And what we're going to do is just sort of lay these out and come up with a pattern to put these all across all of these strips that I have left, and we'll see what looks good. And then I have this Be a Rainbow in Someone Else's Cloud, or Oh Happy Day. I don't know which one we'll use, but we'll use one of these. And I also cut a green piece to kind of go around this on the back. I thought it would kind of break up between the white and all of these kind of wild patterns. So I haven't planned on how I'm going to lay this out. We're just going to start doing it. And I don't think I'm going to worry about the little corners just yet, because as I trim off the excess, I'm going to have some little pieces left, and I'll probably use those in the corners. So let me start like this. Let's see. There we go. And then, like I said, I'm just going to start putting, I'm going to try to vary the widths of these things. Let's see, let me do a solid here. Oh, you know what? This one's going to have to go more towards the middle where the sentiment is going to go, because it's going to cover up quite a few of those ones with the holes in them. So I'll hold on to that. Let's do this one next. Maybe just the solid pink. That would be good. Okay. And I can either put the adhesive on the piece or on the card. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's put that one there. You get the idea. I'm just going to adhere these all the way across. So let me finish putting these all on, and then we'll come back and trim them down and see what we have. I meant to turn the camera back on as soon as I started trimming off the excess pieces. Anyway, this is what I have. I've just trimmed the top, so we're going to go and trim the rest of these excess pieces, then we'll decide what goes on the ends. If I were going to, I've never done this before on a large slimline card. I've done it on little, 3x3s and regular size cards, A2 cards, but never on something this long. And so if I were going to do this again, I probably wouldn't have slanted quite so much. I would have done, I don't know how to say it, but I would have just slanted a little bit less on my first few, because then I had to carry it along and continue that dramatic slant, and it meant that I needed longer and longer pieces. So, but anyway, you can learn from my mistake and not slant yours quite so much. Okay, so here's what we have. This, I think we're going to use this. So it says Be a Rainbow in Someone Else's Cloud. So we just need to figure out what we want to put on the ends here. What do we have left? We have this piece, and that would kind of tie in, but it's not quite wide enough to cover that. This one is. And we could put it there. Okay, let's put it on this end first. And and we'll get something without blue in it for the other end, I think. Let's see what we have here. What's on the flip side of this? Oh, just a solid green. I kind of like that. It's just a light solid green. So let's do that in this corner. And we'll trim off those two pieces, add that sentiment piece, and then we'll put it on the green piece that I've cut and adhere it to the card. So let's see, let's trim this off. And I might do this to some of the little mini cards that I'm going to use scraps up on. And I'll just show you how those turned out. Okay, let's see, which way do we like it? I don't think it matters. Oh yes, those flowers over there do matter. Okay, so let's put this across the middle here. Oops, upside down. It is pretty wild, isn't it? Oh, there's a piece that's not quite sticking down. Let's add a little more glue. Okay, we'll put it on here and then adhere it to our card. I need to order some more of this Barely Art glue. Also, I learned a lesson the other day. I went and refilled from the little refill bottle I had. You really need to shake that up if it's been sitting for a while. It had some clumps in it, which I was not expecting. But I guess it had just been sitting for so long in between my refills that that's what happened. Okay, let's put some adhesive on here. And then we will put it on. Let me get some of these scraps out of the way so I don't accidentally attach something to my card that I don't want to. And this is going to almost fit. It's going to leave just a little bit of white around. A little bit higher. Okay. And there we go. I think that's really pretty. And I've used up a lot of scraps. And I'll probably decorate the inside, but let's move on to the next card. When I cut the mini slimline card bases, which we're going to make a few of those in just a minute, I have strips of cardstock left over, and so I've cut these into 2.5 by 5, and then I folded them so they're 2.5 by 2.5 little note cards. And you can see I've just used some scraps and some of these little small tags that came in the ephemera pack. And I'll use them in gift bags, or I'll use them in as thank you cards when I send out an order. So, and usually what I'll do for those is I will not sign them. I'll put a little sticky note inside with my signature so they can reuse them, people that receive them. Okay, so I'm going to put this like this, and then I'm going to trim off these edges, because I had that little scrap piece and I didn't want to waste it. And then I'm going to put this right there on top. I think that's really cute. It just gives a pop of color behind. I didn't have a piece that I wanted to cut down to this size, and this one was sitting in the scrap pile. So I'm going to put a little more glue under here. There we go. And I think that turned out really cute. I may do a few more of these depending on how many scraps I have left as I'm finishing up this pack. Okay, I've done some mini slimline cards here. This piece was a little smaller than I wanted, but I thought I'll just use it on a mini slimline. It was only like maybe 3 by 6, and this is 3¼ by 6¼ this card. So I would have done it a little bit bigger, this piece, if I had more. And then I just used a strip that was left over and one of those little round ephemera pieces. This one, I wanted to use these cards. And so to me, these are kind of note cards. You can put any sentiment on the inside that you want to. And I just used a strip again down here. Now these, I took these cards, these little cut aparts, and I used this crocodile corner chomper again. And there's a stub and a scallop side, and so I just kind of alternated it on some of these. And again, this was sort of pieces that I'd cut down for other things, and I had these leftover strips and things. And this one I used the little scallop side. And that one, I didn't do anything to this one. This one kind of looks too plain, doesn't it? I should have done something to it. Okay, so this piece, I have this little piece left over. And so I cut this, I think this is, let's see, I'm sorry, this is 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. So this is, I believe, 3 by 6, this little piece that we're going to put down on here. Both sides are pretty. I don't know why I switched to the plaid, but it's cute also. Okay, this was a card, an ephemera card. What I did was I just fussy cut around and kind of followed the shape of all of the leaves and everything on here. And we're going to put that down. And then I had, I found in my stash, I had these little, these enamel dots, and they match this collection. It came, I'm sure, in a different box last year, but the colors are the same. So I thought that I would use these around just a little bit on some of these places. So let's see, let's take one of those and maybe put it right here. Oh, they're not as sticky as they once were, and I suspect that's because these are kind of from an older pack. I'm getting a little bit old. And let's see, on this one, maybe let's use some of the blue. A couple down here. And maybe one of the bigger ones up here. And this one, it already had this little, you see how the inside piece did that little scallop there, or that little stub mark? And so I took and did the stub on this one from the punch and around there. I think it turned out really cute. And let's see on this one, let's put some of the blue, maybe 3 of them on this side. Let's do that. This one may be too big, let's see. Probably bigger than I should have used, it's okay. And then we'll do a medium-sized one, and then we'll do a small. Right, like that. It's kind of cute. Okay, this one, since I flipped it to the plaid side, we really need to do something about it, don't we? Excuse me. Well, I can keep with these same colors and keep it very monochromatic. That might not be too bad. Let's do a big one and a small one, maybe? Yeah, let's do that. And then down at the bottom, we will do 2 of the mediums. Let's see, one like that, and then one of the small ones. There we go. Okay, I think that turned out nicely, even though I flipped it to the wrong side from what I intended to use. Again, I'm going to come back and put some inside decor on all of these, and I'll show them to you at the end of the video. All right, the last few cards I'm going to make are slimline cards. And obviously you need to cut the paper a little bit different. It's not going to go all the way across a slimline card, which is 8 1/2 typically this way and 3 1/2 this way. So here's a couple I've already made, and we're going to put a few together. But so I had to use a couple of different prints on each one, and this one I used some of those little enamel dots because it was kind of boring with that plain print on the top. Okay, this one is very similar to one I just showed you that I finished. So I cut a square that's about 3 by 3, and then I cut this little cut apart down just a little bit to 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, so it would fit. It would show some of that blue for the 3 by 3 piece that I have. I didn't want it bigger than that because the card is not that wide. Okay, let's put that on there. Try to get that kind of even. I don't think I cut this little duck piece very even, but oh well. And then I have the little umbrellas, which I thought were really cute. I'm going to put that down on one end. And I cut this at about 5 by 3 1/4. So it will go across there. And then this one I cut about 2 by 3 1/4. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. No, that's not right. 3 by 3 1/4. And then that way I've got a little bit around the edges. So here, this one. And where they overlap, I just decided to use one of these little scrap pieces that I have that had the little hole at the top from the 6x6 pad. I really wish those 6x6 pads didn't have that hole, because sometimes it makes the piece smaller than 6 by the time you cut it off. I tried to cut it as close to that circle as I could and still didn't get that much. So we're going to put these guys maybe a little bit like this, so you see more of those umbrellas. These little ducks are super cute. So we're going to stick it like that. I think that's really cute. Okay, for this one, I took one of the cut apart pieces and I used that punch again on the scalloped edge. And then I took a piece of green, well actually there's print on the back, but green on this side. So this was a 3x5 card. So let me see, what did I cut this? I cut this, so no, this was a 3x4 card, and so I cut this at 5 by like 3.5 or 3.25. So it's going to be the same width as these pieces. Now obviously I wanted to go all the way across, and I don't have a piece that would do that. So I just cut these, you know, I only needed about 3 inches so that I made sure that this overlapped it and didn't show that this wasn't one continuous piece. So let's put these down first. Because you're not going to see that there's a break in these once I put those middle pieces down. Just leave a little bit around. Again, if I'm getting this crooked, it's kind of hard because I don't want to put my head right over the screen there. Oops, did I not cut this the same? Yes, I did. I don't think you need to see the top of my head. Usually when I'm in the craft room crafting, I don't worry about what my hair looks like or any other part of me, to be honest. I'm usually wearing comfortable clothes. And the other people in my house seem to need the air conditioner running all the time. So it's sweatshirts. Okay, so let's just kind of center that and try to make sure we don't see that it's not one continuous piece behind. Put that down. And try to leave the same amount on both ends. There we go. I think that's pretty close. And then we're just going to put that one in the middle. And if you don't have one of these punches, maybe you have a corner rounder or something like that, you can put some detail on there. I just thought it made it a little more interesting than just putting rectangles down. Okay, and there are the slimline cards that I did. Okay, I'm going to come back and show you all the cards and all the scraps I have left. Okay, this is what I have left. I don't really have any full pieces. Well, I think this one might be a full piece. The umbrellas, and then I have some bumblebees, and then all of this is just scraps. And then I have all of these cards and ephemera pieces. So I think I will put this with my pocket scrapbooking journal cards for the spring section. And then I might put these in there too. I'm not sure. I'll put them back with my ephemera or my enamel dots. Okay, so I made 5 of these little mini cards. For some reason I was working in 5s. Did I make, oh yes, here's the 5th one. I was working in 5s today. I don't know why. I didn't plan it, except for the A2 size cards. I have 6 of those. So I have 6 of this set from Show Us Your Sheet Load, or Sheet Load of Cards from Call Me Crafty Al. And again, I will link to her channel. So I have 6 of those. I have 5 mini slimline cards, which I really love these. They're very simple. Oh, I needed to show you. On the inside, I did add some sort of decor to each one because I had so much stuff left. This little piece down at the bottom. I kind of tried to match what was going on the front with what I put on the inside. I just put a little bird on this one. I thought that was really cute. And then I have 5 slimline cards. So that wild one. And again, I used some of the little cut aparts, the ephemera cards. I didn't decorate this one. I don't know why. I need to go back and do that. I definitely have plenty of stuff to decorate with. And so I have 5 of these slimline cards also. Okay, that's all I was able to make with the April 2022 Card Makers Kit from Club EP. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy crafting.